This is the most authentic wilderness survival I've ever seen. They use the bones of animals. A pheasant was hunted. Roast the pheasant over a fire. I successfully ate a delicious roast chicken dinner. Last time we talked about them going up the hill, see the sea hundreds of miles away. They decided to go to the beach to find out. Carter and the others descend back to the prairie, to the dry savanna of Uganda. Yeah, the prairie from the first episode. This time they saw smoke rising from 10 kilometers away. They made a quick decision to run in that direction. Soon they flew here. Looks like it burned a few days ago. But why did you see the smoke? I'd have to ask the show. We have fun at the variety show. They search for fire in the cold grass dust. Early humans also found fire in nature, and then you use fire. Soon they found a piece of wood that was still smoking. Carter blew on the fried wood. Bill went to collect tinder. Soon the fire was lit again. They piled up the firewood, let the fire burn enough to get the charcoal. Carter was looking for something to transport the spark, because after the early humans discovered fire, fire is used by preserving the tinder. Smart Carter wants to preserve the spark too. Careful Bill saw an eagle circling in the sky. He immediately thought that there must be food here. Bill immediately began a blanket search. Soon he found a rat that had been scorched. When you peel the skin off, the meat inside is very tender. You see, the props crew has the right heat. They savored the roast mouse. Early humans accidentally ate cooked meat. Improved digestive system. So you get more protein and more energy. These two high rollers didn't just find fire today. Another unexpected taste of cooked meat. Carter collected a lot of burned rat droppings on the ground. These things can be used as ignition fuel. The best way to preserve the tinder is to let it smolder, instead of letting it burn. They use elephant dung to limit oxygen intake, so that the charcoal cannot burn and cannot be extinguished. They put charcoal in the tools they made, as long as the charcoal doesn't go out in there. Finding fire was a revolutionary breakthrough for mankind. With the fire, they can eat roast meat and boil water to drink. To have a fire in the wild is to have a world. They kept an eye on the flame as they walked. Careful Bill noticed that the grass was wet. There's probably a water source nearby. Soon they saw a dry riverbed. Bill tried digging. See if we can dig up a water source. About half a meter deep, water starts seeping from the bottom. The bad thing is that Bill dug up animal droppings. This means that the water source has been contaminated. If it doesn't boil, we'll probably eat bad health. Animal droppings are full of pathogens. Examples include E. coli and salmonella. All of a sudden, they are in a dilemma of choice. I had a hard time finding the water, and now I'm giving up. They went on their way. Now a big black cloud began to gather in the sky. A heavy rain is coming. They picked up a lot of wood on the ground. It's going to rain in a couple of hours. Now they can't make a fire, fighting to keep the spark alive. Before the rain, they lit the fire, but soon the sun came up again. They planned to set up shelter here for the night. But we need to collect some thorns to make a fence. Cutting branches requires knives. The ancients had no knives and had to use stones. About 300,000 years ago, early man entered the Stone Age. They became adept at using stones to make simple tools. Bill wants to look for some sharp stones. Stones can be used to strike constantly. Get a sharp edge. Careful Bill also found hyena footprints on the ground. If there are no thorns for shelter tonight, they'll probably be cut up by hyenas. Carter made a circle of thorns, many times on thorns. Animals don't normally want to touch it. Bill cut the branches with stones. You can crack it hard. It's a waste of time with rocks. They gathered the thorns in a circle. A fire rose in the middle. They'll spend the night in there. A shelter like this keeps them safe, but it doesn't make them sleep well. This fire is not just for heating. It can also be used to repel wild animals. At night, they heard a lot of animal noises, but we're not sure what animal. A pair of eyes appeared near the prairie. A pack of hyenas surrounded them. There was also a lion nearby. If there is no fire, those two high people are probably already dead. They shouted at the beast with torches, constantly making sounds to keep the lions away. They were too frightened to sleep at all. When morning came, Bill remembered the events of the night, still feeling scared. Fire is the only thing keeping you safe right now. Carter felt they had to learn to use fire. That's how you keep yourself safe. They put charcoal in the device, still choosing to take the spark with you. They want to leave the tropics. Soon they found a river in front of them. There will be plenty of clean water. Soon they came to the river. The river is too big, but there are crocodiles in the water. They didn't dare approach the shore easily. To be able to drink water, they decided to take turns going to the shore to drink water. Bill walked cautiously to the bank and drank water. Then it was Carter's turn. These two high rollers are just trying to make things up. The surroundings are very nice. They decided to build a shelter here. Carter's very hungry anyway. You need a lot of protein. The two decided to have a full meal here before leaving. Bill wants to make spears for hunting. Early humans were vulnerable, but the only species in nature to make the switch from prey to hunter. When Bill cut a branch with a rock, it turned straight into a spear. Carter found a pile of bones nearby. This is supposed to be a hippo, but it's really heavy. She used some of the remains as a weapon of choice. A bone can easily kill a man. Bill polished his spear with a stone to make the spear stronger. Can be properly roasted using fire. The result is a spear that is incredibly strong. once the weapon is built, and they began to hunt. The two men kept searching nearby. Suddenly, a pheasant ran out. I think this is the show's guinea fowl. Bill and Carter immediately set out to hunt. The two men reacted quickly. Dexterity. Soon the chickens raised by the show team were caught. This chicken is very big. For the first time, the pair successfully hunted for protein. They plucked the feathers out of the chickens. Tells how the chicken was caught by breaking its leg with a bone. After Carter plucked the chicken, Bill treated the chicken entrails with stones. Livers and kidneys are what they need most. The guts of animals can be supplemented with a large amount of trace elements. They roast the chicken entrails directly over the charcoal. The whole chicken goes on top. Protein again after all those days of hunger. Now they have the ability to hunt and slaughter, plus the use of fire to cook food. Make these two high people smarter. After a night's rest, they awoke early in the morning and continued their journey. Keep an eye on the flame as we travel. This makes them walk very slowly. Soon they came to the rock. The ground here is slippery. Carter just threw himself on the street. The fire was extinguished by the water. The fire we brought all this way has gone out. Carter went straight to the point. Now there's nothing. How would they survive without fire? The probability of finding tinder in the wild is very low. But early humans couldn't keep fire forever. By chance, they used friction to make a fire. That moment changed humanity forever. Bill and Carter will also try the method of making fire by friction, trying to get the fire back. Friction fire is the most primitive and difficult way to start a fire. Two people take turns to operate. It takes a lot of energy. 20 minutes later, it's just a smoke. Bill was sweating profusely. Make them rub together to make a fire. It's gonna kill them. It's not as easy as friction. Both are manual jobs. Both are dead. 91 minutes later, they still couldn't make a fire. They were completely exhausted. They fear the night without fire. Our only chance now is to find a safe place to spend the night. The fire took a lot out of them. Real survival in the wild isn't as simple as watching a video. It is a very arduous process. Carter's been trying to start a fire until the muscles can't work anymore. You can imagine how hard it is to rub a fire. They went on their way. I don't know where they want to go. I heard he didn't want to stay in the heat. This is where they intend to continue their attempts to make fire. Carter collects some tinder. This time they're trying to make a fire. The method of drilling wood for fire is a little simpler than yesterday's one, but it's probably not even getting the skin off. I'll be watching them fire the whole time. I hope they succeed. It soon picked up some embers. Carter held the tinder and kept blowing. Too bad it didn't work out the first time. They went on to try a second fire. This time, it was very smoky. Obviously, it can work. Carter was almost smoked to death. Fortunately, the fire was lit. The two high men were excited to embrace. If it wasn't for the show crew here, I'm sure Carter's already rewarded someone once. This fire also took a great deal of energy from them. But with fire, you feel like you have everything. There are many things they can do next. For early humans, the moment they discovered how to make fire began to change radically. Carter and the others will leave Africa next. Quiet rue Eurasia in search of fertile hunting grounds. They never stopped walking. The cliff in front of me is too high. They had to take a detour. The river in front of us is huge. They want to get somewhere else by water. So how will the next two high men survive? Look forward to an update in the next video.